On one level, countries like China now are more than just emerging. They're outpacing us in many areas. And we're dealing with a complex and ancient civilization. You mentioned empathy as important for diplomacy, and I think that's correct. On another level, half of students in Florida today are in some kind of food aid. The American people are struggling. Can we still talk about leadership as we once did in our generation?
That's a great question. And it goes to a larger question of what does power consist of and how are we viewed and understood globally. It is worth noting that when the United States emerges into the world in the preparations for the war in Europe during World War II and then the war in the Pacific, and as Franklin Roosevelt begins to build the response to Pearl Harbor and then to Germany's declaration of war, he does so in a country that has no national road system, that has extreme poverty throughout Appalachia and the southern United States, which is divided racially, where segregation is the law of the land in the South, and where lynching is still taking place. In other words, we found a way to, even with the incredible social and economic problems that we faced, to still be able to play a meaningful role globally, and in some ways express ideals globally that we had difficulty implementing within the United States. And in many ways, our success globally kind of drove us to address some of the challenges we faced internally. And this is actually an issue that doesn't end with Roosevelt. It flows through time, through John Kennedy, through Lyndon Baines Johnson, and beyond. And I was reading a book yesterday that Arthur Schlesinger Jr. wrote called The Vital Center, where he was trying to argue that American liberalism with a small L was an appropriate and necessary response to communism. And he argued that one of the great advantages the United States has is its ability at self-criticism and self-examination, and its capability of doing course changes in almost kind of near-time fashion as it encounters problems. There's no doubt that in the globalized world that we have helped create, with the kind of education that we have been offering Chinese students over the years, that China has done remarkable things. And it will continue to do remarkable things. But at the same time, it has enormous internal issues that it has to deal with also. And I just think that we need to be seen and understood not to be a predator. That we need to be seen and understood as a country that is prepared to work with others that are prepared to work with us, and that we can help countries be successful if they want to work with us. Which doesn't mean that we're not going to encounter adversaries, which does not mean we're not going to have to fight to protect ourselves at certain points in time. It just means that we need to be careful about how we choose our adversaries, because I actually think we're in a position right now where we get to choose who our enemies are going to be. And we get to choose how we're going to fight them. And so we just should be very judicious, but I think also confident that we do have the ability to be creative. We do have the ability to be innovative. And we do have the ability to recognize a problem when it faces us and to address it in a way that many countries don't.
Thank you. So we have time for one more question. And I know, yes, sir.